Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new season of All Four Downs podcast. I'm your host, Obi-Wan. We are 30 minutes away from the start of the new season, college football 2025-26, with Iowa State versus Kansas State. That's happening overseas in Dublin, Ireland. We got that and much, much more here on this show. And I got to tell you that two quarterbacks, one spotlight, Rocco Beck and Avery Johnson square off in our game of the week. As I mentioned, it is the Cyclones versus the Wildcats. I got keys, the matchups, and the pick that goes a long way to start off our debut. It's the new season, baby, and I'm loving it. The love of football, it is back. And man, I'm loving my Saturdays already because in half an hour, I'm gonna be tuning in. And yes, I'm placing my bets. And I hope you're doing the same thing and you follow along. All right. Because this time I'm on the rise for success. I have a feeling that this year it is my year. And of course, always, my other co host, Hector V, will join me for the NFL segment next week as we get set for the start of week one of the NFL. We got that, man, and much, much more. It's football season, baby. Yeah, I'm excited. You excited? I'm excited. Everybody's excited. Let's go ahead and start with first down. Oh, yeah. It is Iowa State versus Kansas State. And Kansas State is favorite in this game. And you can see this green check mark that I got because, yes, I am choosing Kansas State to win. I really do. I have a feeling Kansas State, they're one of those teams that start off hot in the first half and then they start cooling off, in the second half of the season. And I think they got an advantage being that they're overseas. But listen up. Three times has Kansas State and Iowa State, that started in the month of September. And did you know that Kansas State has won all three games in the month of September? Now, in average, they play in October and November-ish, and Iowa State does have the advantage. But it's always, it seems like when it's almost like the first 2-3 weeks of the season, Kansas State has a jump start to all this. And then therefore, I straight up, I am taking Kansas State to defeat Iowa State. But there's a lot of arguments, be like, oh my God, what are you talking about? But here we go. All right. Because again, the table, Iowa State wants to muddy it up the game, right? They have that flexible 3-3-5 look. They force long drives, and Rocco Beck operates on schedule. Beck is one of the best for the Cyclones to win early downs, and they think quick all the time. Okay, and their play actions, always confuses the safeties, and so that's an advantage. But on the other side, Kansas State counters with physical line play, and their quarterback can punish anyone, not only with his arms but with his legs too, and that is Avery Johnson. And there you go. All right. These two are the major fact. Now, which two of these quarterbacks are going to have the upper edge? Okay. If K-State wins, the edge goes because maybe Iowa State probably got some missed tackles or they create not creating tight spaces for Avery Johnson to throw. And again, the time of possession is going to be a key for both teams. Okay. Which offense is going to stay longer on the field? All right. So again, moving on. Kansas State favored by 3 points. I am actually taking Kansas State to win by a touchdown. I really do. And to counter on all that, okay, should Iowa State pull it off, it probably be the last possession of the game and a game-winning field goal, and Iowa State wins by 3 points or less. But hey, whatever you decide, believe me that I do have Kansas State winning by 7. And for the total, over under is 51.5. Let's stay safe, ladies and gentlemen, because if you're only picking the over under, I will recommend that you choose the under 51.5. I really do. Okay. All right. We talked about Rocco Beck. We talked about Avery Johnson. Rocco Beck is ranked 13th of all time of this year's all-time quarterbacks compared to Avery Johnson 18. But I do believe that these two quarterbacks are mirroring each other. They're going to bring it all. And let's see what actions can we get starting at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remind you that this game is in Ireland. All right, moving on to second down because we got more games. Fresno State takes on Kansas. I got Kansas winning this game. Idaho State and UNLV is pretty much UNLV's practice game. Yes, I do believe that UNLV will not take them lightly. This could be a blowout, so you want to watch out what the over-under is in this game and the actual spread. For Stanford versus Hawaii, understand that Stanford has a new head coach, and that is Frank Wright. He is the interim head coach. Still, they haven't given the official title. Don't know what's going on for the University of Stanford, but I tell you this. If there's anyone that has the skills to turn an organization around, it is Frank Wright. And I do believe that this is going to be an embarrassment for Hawaii. So, yes, please take Stanford, and you can watch that game at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CBS Paramount Plus. And last game, now I mentioned is Sam Houston versus Western Kentucky. This is an conference game very early, but Western Kentucky will have the slight edge winning at home versus Sam Houston. Third down. All right. Top 25. And what can I say? Who's right? Who's wrong? How are we looking at this? At what angle? What perspective? I have my top 25 with Oregon, Georgia, Texas, and Alabama. The coaches poll has Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, and Georgia. The AP has Clemson in the top 4. And then Yahoo Sports has Clemson at number 1. Look, I got to see more of Clemson. I got to rank 18. But the last couple of seasons, especially last year, yeah, Clemson came out strong at the very end. But I need Clemson to be strong all games, not just towards the end. Okay. And I do know the philosophy of them not really touching the transfer portal and stuff like that. But hey, Clemson got a great system. Dabo Swinney got it going on over there. Georgia got to catch those balls. They don't start till next week. Could Penn State be the real deal? I'm sorry to tell you, but I don't feel and I'm not comfortable with Penn State being a top team, let alone being the top of the Big Ten. They just haven't shown me at all in the history of college football, right? Because we always talk about Ohio State. We always talk about Michigan, okay? Can Penn State beat Ohio State? Then they will play this year. And I'm not really sold on can they do it. They got to prove it to me. And for now, I'm really picking the Penn State to be lower. I really do. But if anything, I do predict Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Ohio State, Penn State, and Clemson, for some odd reasons, they will eventually make it to the college football playoffs. The question is, at what rankings will they be? And who will win or who will become conference champions? I still feel like that is still very, very important. All right, final whistle. Here we go. Look, this week is the opener, but everyone is talking about the game of the week, really, right? Because everyone's talking about this week being week 0 and next week is week 1. But let's combine them all because the game of the week really is going to be Ohio State versus Texas. Some got on 1s and 2s. Some have 1s and 3s. I don't have them that high, but it is what it is. But whoever wins that game most likely will become the number 1 team moving on for the rest of the season. So, hey, I'm all in. I hope you guys are all in too. But for now, follow All Four Downs everywhere you catch it from whatever podcast you listen to. You subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Facebook, right? And catch every clip because every week I will give you my top 6 or 7 games to who to choose. And of course, updating my version of the top 25. So thank you for rolling with me. Be good, be kind, and let's go clutch because, baby, football is back. I'm loving it. I know you're loving it. Let's do this, yeah? Tune in, everyone. Gotta love some football. Oh, yeah.